Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I would like to speak on a very strange case today that involves two friends from Chicago going to Gary, Indiana to meet up with girls, and as a result, one of them ends up taking the other one's life. Yes, you heard right. One friend took another friend's life due to pure foolishness. Now, according to reports, it all stemmed from the two friends arguing over who's going to get their hair cut first, and as a result, one of them ended up dead. So we're going to break down the whole story and dive into what actually went down. The fatal night, a friend killed another friend and got him looking at 45 to 65 years behind bars, with a possibility of 5 to 20 more years added for a firearm enhancement. Now, in the meantime, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so now and hit that like button so we can continue to spread awareness to stories just like this. Now, on July 8th, 2020, two Chicago men, 21-year-old Larry Boston, along with his friend, 20-year-old Charles Golden, were visiting a friend in Gary, Indiana. They both planned on going on a double date with some females from there, so in preparation, they went to the barbershop to get haircuts before going on their dates. It was at that time Golden and Boston argued about who would get their hair cut first. Shortly after the argument, Boston went outside and waited to get his hair cut, while Golden will ultimately get his hair cut first. Now, Boston will follow after getting his hair cut, but he still had a chip on his shoulder about having to wait. So when he finished getting his cut, he met Golden and the other friend back outside, where he would continue to express his anger. Now, the witness said that they never had a fist fight throughout the whole back and forth. However, Charles Golden kept telling Larry Boston, "I'm going to kill you." As they were driving to their destination, Golden was riding in the front passenger seat, while Charles was riding in the back seat as the witness drove. Boston describes that in the midst of everything, Golden kept calling him an explicit name while driving. Then Golden reached for a gun that was in the center middle console of the Nissan Altima, but before he got to it, Boston, who was carrying his own gun at the time, reached in his waistband and shot him once in the face. Now, the craziness doesn't end there. After shooting Golden, Larry Boston would suffer a head injury and lose consciousness for a little bit while due to him jumping out the back of the moving Altima. Witnesses described that Larry then went to go check on Golden, but once he realized he was dead, he said he dragged the body out of the car and went in the driver's seat of the Altima. Once he realized the car wouldn't start, he robbed the woman for her car, which was a Honda Fit, just 2 blocks north of the homicide scene at 47th Avenue and Adams Street. As he led Indiana police on a high-speed chase, he threw the weapon that prosecutors say was the one that killed Golden outside of the Honda window. Dashboard camera footage from an Illinois State Police car showed Boston driving the Honda at speeds over 100 miles per hour and weaving in and out of traffic as he headed back into Chicago. He got about a mile south of the White Sox baseball stadium. Boston got out of the Honda and ran into a neighborhood where he was ultimately captured hiding behind ductwork in a hot attic in Chicago. Now, Boston's argument is that he acted out of self-defense because he seen Golden reaching for the weapon in the middle center console of the Altima, so it was a killed or be killed moment where he had to react. His defense team also stated that he only shot one time instead of a bunch of times, which would indicate that it was purposely done out of hatred. Instead, him shooting only one shot proves that he wasn't trying to kill Golden, he was more so defending himself instead. But now, according to the prosecutors, they're focusing on everything that Boston did after killing Golden. They're stating that him trying to discard the body from the vehicle, fleeing from the scene as well as the police, and stealing another person's car to get away proves that Boston was acting out of guilt instead of defense. In the end, Larry Boston, 21, was convicted by a late criminal court jury in May for murder, armed robbery, and auto theft. He admitted to a firearm enhancement during trial as well, in which his defense team thought Judge Salvador Vasquez would have some leniency on Boston for admitting his involvement in auto theft and fleeing from police. But they were sadly wrong. Judge Vasquez highlighted that Boston already had a juvenile adjudication for battery in summer 2019, and shortly after, in 2020, he killed Golden and went on to commit other crimes in the process. So ultimately, Boston was sentenced to 73 years in prison for his crime. That's how the story of a friend killing another friend all over an argument ends. Now, whether he acted out of self-defense or not, I personally think the argument that started everything was very senseless and may have been avoided if they just didn't have their pride in the way. I've gotten into back and forths with friends over who's getting a haircut first as well. We all a victim of it, but never to the point where I wanted to fight them or, worse of the worst, kill. And when you think about it, they both came in the same car to go to the barbershop together, which means that they were going to leave together just like they did anyway. So why does it matter who's getting a haircut first if we're all leaving at the same time anyway? Right? Now also, how the story goes is that Golden got his haircut first, and then after that, Boston got his haircut afterwards, but they're making it seem more so like Golden was the aggressor. I don't know, like I said, none of us was there, but it's kind of weird to think that Golden was the aggressor when he already got his haircut first, so it's sort of like he won the argument anyway by getting his haircut first. Maybe Boston still had a chip on his shoulder because he didn't get his haircut first, and he felt the way like maybe Golden was trying to bully him or play him like he was soft, and maybe he took actions into his own hands. I'm not saying that's the case, but I just can't see Golden being the aggressor when he won the argument that was overall what the whole problem was for anyway. Personally, I think maybe it was some underlying problems between the two already, and the argument at the barbershop kind of was like the last straw. Now, if the story went as Boston says, and Golden reached for a weapon in the middle console, it's only right he defended himself because it would have been him that died instead of Golden. The only problem is, did it really go down like that? Or is Boston really just trying to cover his tracks because he know that he did something wrong to his friend? So now, I want you guys to jump in the comments and let me know what you think. What you would have did in a situation like this. Number one, what would you do if you was in a situation where you felt your friend was reaching for a weapon to do harm to you? Number two, was Boston wrong for acting out of self-defense, whether they was friends or not? Alright, jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.